Welcome! Time for some art fun. Today, it's an unboxing. Okay, I literally can't even fit this box in frame. It's enormous. Enormous. So I ordered a few things at the same time and decided to pile up my boxes so I could open them for you. Okay, I am indeed a bird brain. Did not realize my tripod could go up even higher than how it is set up for when I just do paint along with me. So let's see what we got. All right, in this one, I got, oh, it's so cute. Look how cute it is. So I actually talked in my video yesterday, my Corgi paint along video, about how I'm going to be getting more gouache. And this is what I'm talking about, stuff like this. So this one here is Holbein Artist Squash and Cobalt Turquoise. This is your traditional gouache, not the acrylic gouache, which I'm used to, which I made my guinea pig with. This acrylic gouache from Turner, that's what I have mostly. Matte acrylic. And I wanted to try true gouache, which is matte, opaque watercolor. And I might need this. And I watch a lot of Sarah Birn's studio. She's here on YouTube. Phenomenal. Oh my goodness. I love her channel. Phenomenal gouache and watercolor painter extraordinaire. She also does oils, water mixable oils. She's a true artiste. Look how cute this is. And when she started with gouache, she got one of these sealable palettes. And I think her name is Lena Rivo, is another gouache focused YouTube artist who also uses a resealable palette, and I just love the idea. I have to say I had no idea it would be this cute, and I love it. I love that it doesn't have too much paint, too much room for paint. How can I show you? Here's the scissor that I've been using, and here's the palette. Is this the cutest thing? I love it even more than I thought I would. So this is called the Transin Paint Storage Box with 16 compartments. I got it on Amazon. It came in black and pink, although this says fuchsia, and that's a very dark, a very pretty muted dark pink. I thought it was going to be like a super bright pink, and I didn't necessarily want that. It was just the one that was less expensive, and I didn't care enough about the color to spend more to get black or something else. So I just love this. So let's see how it looks. Okay. Oh, cool. So it has this this little piece that comes up and down, and it looks like from the side here, when it's down it's locked, when it's up it's unlocked, and you can sort of, that's what it looks like. Am I crazy? I'm not crazy. So you just have to push a little harder than I was comfortable pushing on a brand new thing. So when this is down, it's locked. When this is up, you can press up and this whole thing comes up, and then this whole thing comes up, and then there's this really cool silicone cover for your paint. It feels so good. It does feel like silicone. Like if you ever bake with anything with silicone or make chocolates in your freezer with silicone, that's what that feels like. And then you just fill these little compartments with your gouache, and hopefully the theory is they will stay wet and lovely and juicy and usable. So I'm definitely going to be using that. And I will do a separate video on all the gouache that I'm going to unbox here. And I will fill this palette, test them out, do all the swatching, do a test piece, like an actual piece of art with it. That will be a separate video coming probably right after this one. But I just want to unbox with this because I've got a lot to go over. Either $12 or $16. It was in that range. And it feels really good. It feels really well made. So that's the first piece. The next thing I got isn't really that exciting for anyone unless you're on YouTube. And it was this UB size. It's another tripod so that I can get another angle on my YouTube videos when I'm painting. So it's not just the overhead that I've been doing. This is cool. This was super affordable. Like seriously, this was like $20, but it had amazing reviews, a million purchases. Oh, it's one of these that has the strap that you can sort of wear it if you're taking this out and about. So you could use it for plein air. I could use it and one of the things I was thinking was I'd love to record on my back porch because it's so beautiful. And in my day-to-day, I paint out there anytime it's nice and draw out there anytime it's nice. And I just go out there, bring my iPad, listen to my favorite YouTubers, art YouTubers while I paint, or podcasts while I paint or draw out there. So I definitely wanted to be able to keep doing that, but still get footage for you all if you wanted to join me. So here's what it looks like. It's really nice. It feels really sturdy. It feels good. Oh, it's super easy to zhuzh out. So far, so good. Happy with that one. So it comes, this UB size NE60 tripod that I got on Amazon. Comes with this little customer care and instructions if you're confused. It comes with this remote, Android remote. So fancy. I don't even have a car fob that looks that fancy. And then the phone mount, and this is what I was looking for. I was sort of looking at this mount thinking, okay, well, I have an extra phone mount I can put on there from the one I'm currently using, but it does come with its own. So that's going to be awesome. I'm just going to leave that installed. Oh, it's about this remote shutter. That is so cool. So I'm even more excited about this now that I saw that. Super excited. I'll let you know how it's working out in future videos as I use it. Okay, so now for the Blick. I'm sure that we all came for the Blick art materials box. And I blacked out my address, but I went ahead and double did it by putting some washi tape on there. That's my Mirabeiler washi tape that I use constantly. It's my favorite right now. She actually came out with a bunch of new styles on her shop, and I'm holding myself back from going on there until I use up some of these. So that's why I'm being a little less precious with it. There's indeed an invoice in there, so I removed that old thing so we don't get distracted by things like my full credit card information, things like that. We don't want that happening. OMG, look. Oh, doesn't this moment... Oh, how funny, I didn't take my Band-Aid off. Well, too late now. This moment is the moment that we wait for, right? When we order art supplies. Oh, so excited. So let's look inside. These look like some of my gouache paints. Indeedy do. I've got a Holbein Artist's Gouache, and this one is in cork yellow, which looks to me just like a delicious yellowy green, kind of like my green gold in my Daniel Smith watercolor that I cannot live without, which is why I wanted that baby. Holbein's Artist Gouache in elm green. I'm a big fan of convenience greens. I know people love to mix their own greens. I also mix my own greens, but I just love a convenience green in addition. We've got another, oh, let's give you the peeky poo. There's only one in there, just kind of sad. And this one is my Winsor & Newton Rose Blush, Pale Rose Blush. So let's give you the close-up of that. So far, these are the ones we have. Oh my gosh. The feeling of a brand new untouched tube of paint. Anyone else? Are you with me? One of the most wonderful feelings ever. Ooh, and look how funny. I don't know if you can see that. So they shoved like 5 in here, which is great. But then they put one alone in here. So weird. So funny. Oh, I'm so excited. I have 5 in here. Okay. So get it together. We've got the Cypress Green, which is, you know, compare this. Now we've got all these. You guys are going to think I'm nuts with all these greens. But these are the 3 greens so far. So like a very blue green, an olivey green, and a very yellow green. So excited. Oh, I love green. Okay, let's get this other one who was sharing that little area. Winsor & Newton Quinacridone Magenta. Just a classic mixing color. And by the way, I did order that not even thinking about. I just got this. This was my first order, so I'm going to go over these 2. I got, also from Blick, olive green from Winsor & Newton. So I'm excited to see how that stacks up against elm green from Holbein. I got, we showed this a little bit, cobalt turquoise, Holbein. Haven't even touched any of these because I'm waiting to put them in my little baby Stay Wet palette that we opened first. I've got a Naples Yellow in Winsor & Newton Gouache because, as you probably know from my all my watercolors video, cannot live without a Naples Yellow. I got my Winsor & Newton Primaries. And this one, let's see where to open it. Okay, this one has primary red. It does not have quinacridone magenta, which is one of my favorite mixing reds. It just has this sort of mid-range red, primary red, literally a primary red. It has white, zinc white. I have a permanent white. This was my first gouache I ever got. I've had it forever, and it's the permanent white. So that's something I was using with my watercolor practice. Primary yellow, primary blue, permanent green, middle. So another green. This is like a true, you know, crayon color, basic kindergarten green, the main green that you'd want, and a black. So this is my primary set just to get me started. And then I ordered all of these additional colors just to supplement so I could have one set of gouache that I can just use and enjoy and go to town. So I got this ultramarine to supplement my primary blue because I personally love ultramarine. People go either way on it, just like they do with the phthalo. So let me just finish my one thing at a time. So excited. So let's see what we got. Okay, the next gouache, and it's the second to last, is the raw sienna, and this is Winsor & Newton. Of course, I use this in place of yellow ochre. It does, you know, a lot of the same stuff. Definitely a neutral that comes in huge handy when making cute, adorable little animals, which is my fave. This is my final. I got a ginormous permanent white. So that is it for my gouache. On to sketchbooks, and my little pile of materials is getting so delicious. Look at all these gouache materials. Just delicious. Super excited. Okay, before we move on to the sketchbooks, I just wanted to show you what my first handful of gouache tubes looked like on cold press paper. This is an Arteza. This is my Arteza swatch book that you've seen. I got the idea for a swatch book from Natasha Newton Art here on YouTube. Wonderful, fabulous, beautiful, gorgeous, inside and out human being and artist. I love watching her. Every single video I watch all the way through, and some of them are quite long, but I just love every minute. So highly recommend. But it's really convenient to have a swatch book handy and just turn to it on nice cold press paper. Primaries palette. And then my couple of additional colors. So the Naples yellow was additional. The olive green, oh, gorgeous. Look at that color. Tell me you can see that. So good. And the cobalt turquoise, also beautiful. I had swatched those before the new ones came today, so hopefully that is helpful. Here I have the Strathmore. It is a hardcover. These are going to be hard to film because this is enormous. Let me see if I'm zoomed in. Nope, that's just the way it is. You know what? Let me take this box out of the way. Hold on. Okay, I wish I had recorded how long it took me to get this plastic started on this Stillman and Birn. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to get that one started. I had to just turn the camera off. I'm just taking all of this little plastic wrap off of all of these. The two Stillman and Birn came with it, and this Etcher Lab Perfect sketchbook. Quite the boast. Quite the boast. This one actually came not only with the plastic wrap, but with its own little like manila envelope. But I feel like that plastic is very distracting to the video, and I would just be looking at the setup, the camera setup overhead if I was looking at plastic. So I took that away for you. Let's start with this one. This is the Etcher Lab. Ooh, listen to that spine crack, and my little puppy in the background shaking out because he wants some attention. We're going to get right to you, my friend. This is beautiful. It has this accordion envelope or, you know, folder. What would you call that? In the back? Pocket. It is hot press paper. It doesn't have any information on the inside cover like these other ones often do. It was probably in the envelope that I threw away almost immediately to like get my hot little hands on this actual sketchbook and feel it. It is very similar to this Arteza fabric for their watercolor sketchbooks that have the cold press paper and then the plain, but the paper feels a lot nicer in there. And the canvas is very soft. The Arteza is a little rougher. This is very soft. I don't think that matters a ton unless you're one of those super tactile people. So I haven't started. It has this cute little llama logo. A lot of people paint this. I'm worried about the cream color, even though I only use these in my studio. I would still worry about ruining that beautiful color. I don't know which one I'll use next. It'll be whatever calls to me. This has a very nice gray, very soft. They're all about soft, apparently. Very soft elastic. It does make an indent. It has made a little bit of an indent. I don't know that you'll be able to see that. But it has made a little bit of an indent, so if that bothers you, you can probably see it better there. Okay, yeah. So if that indent thing bothers you, this probably isn't going to be the one for you. It also is a little bendy. Doesn't bother me, but some people, this is a very expensive sketchbook. So some people, when you're buying the perfect sketchbook, you want it to be truly, truly perfect. This has a little bit of bend. It's not like a super duper hardcover the way this next one is. This one is not bending. The Strathmore is like, whoa, it is a hardcover. So it just depends on what you want. I was very excited to try this. I remain extremely excited to try this. I love ArleeBean here on YouTube, and she did a beautiful review of this brand of sketchbook, and it just made me want to paint so much. And that's a huge factor for art supplies, is will it make me want to paint, want to get in the studio and use them? And this one certainly qualifies. So this is the Etcher Labs Perfect Sketchbook, giant A4, I guess, size. This one is 8 by 10 to give you a sense. I mean, yeah, wow, that's a big boy. That is a big one. I'll let you know what I think. Now we're on to the Strathmore. So this had a strip kind of like this on it that I already took off. You're getting the picture now that I really don't like to wait to take things off. But this is a Strathmore hardcover. What I like to do is write the information from the card, even if it technically is already on there. So I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. 500 series mixed media paper. It was 190 GSM, 90 pound. And it's 8.5 by 11 inches, 100% cotton archival quality. So I have used a Strathmore before, but it was a soft cover like these Stillman and Birns, and I loved it. So that's why I went back and decided to try the hardcover and just test it against some of these other hardcovers that I've been using. This is really ginormous portrait style. The paper is sort of creamy. I don't know if you can see, which I really like. And it feels good. It looks like it has a little texture. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm looking forward to that one. So that one might get bumped up. We'll see. I was not thrilled at first with the Alpha Series paper. The Alpha Series paper has, and I do the same thing I wrote in this over here. Yeah, mixed media, white, medium grain, 150 GSM. So this one is 190 GSM. This one's 150, which means this paper is thicker and can take more water and more abuse. This one is a little thinner and can take less abuse. So I was not thrilled with this paper, and everyone loves Stillman and Birn so much. So many really famous watercolor artists are obsessed with Stillman and Birn. It's all they use. They've filled hundreds of Stillman and Birn notebooks. And I was just like, why am I left out? How come I'm not thrilled with this paper? But after using it for a time, actually filling some pages, I do really love it. So like I did a heavy gouache, acryl gouache, Turner acryl gouache. You can probably see some of the texture. This is really multimedia. There's colored pencil on here. There's all kinds of stuff on there. But when I did that one, there was black gesso. You can probably see it peeking. I started with a base of black gesso. That started getting me like, this is interesting. This is actually really nice. I did this bunny that I really like. I actually have the little things available of this guy on Redbubble. I ordered a sticker for the first time to see what their quality's like, so I'll let you know what I think. I did watercolor washes on here. This is a polar bear snuggle, and I think we're getting into my YouTube stuff. Yeah, so this was a polar bear snuggle just in pen. I did a video on that. This is my guinea pig in Turner acryl gouache. This is looking super fun in this light, but it's not coming across the texture. the number of layers that I used in there. Just so much fun. So it totally won me over. And this is our friend from yesterday, the corgi. I loved him. So that was watercolor, heavy watercolor. And you know what? It stood up. So even though when I first felt the paper, I was like, dude, really? This is like glorified printer paper is what I thought. It's very white. It's not truly printer paper thin, but it's compared to my watercolor paper. I was like, this is a joke. So mean, because I ended up really loving it. I don't know why I was so snotty about it, but I really was. I have to own up to it. So don't judge a book by its paper feel, judge it by what you can actually do on it. So with that in mind, I said, okay, well, this was 150 GSM. What if I step it up? So I got 270 GSM, people. 270 on this one. This is cold pressed, so it should have more texture. Archival quality, 8x10. And it is mixed media. And this is the beta series. So the beta is blue. I think that's nice and easy to remember. Alpha is maroon. No way to remember that easily, folks. But that is, you know, Stillman Birn have a ton of different series. And that's one of the things. So this is my first time opening it. I just took the plastic off. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That paper is thick. Thick, thick, thick. Holy moly. Like this is, my brain is telling me this is like 4 pieces of paper stuck together, but it's 1 piece of paper. So I'm genuinely very excited to try that one. We've got another 270 GSM Delta series. So the beta series is blue, 270 GSM cold press. This one is the Delta series mixed media also, but it is, and it's also cold pressed, but it says extra heavyweight, and it's the same exact size, 8x10. So let's see what it means, extra heavyweight. First of all, this is clearly a more cream color. That's the first thing I'm seeing. This one's more white. Look at that. All right, let's really hope this comes across. Oh yeah, I think you can see that. This top one is cream, the bottom one's white. So the blue is much more of a white paper. The beta is much more of a white paper. The Delta is much more of a cream. They both feel phenomenal. Just, oof. They both feel wonderful. And this cold press definitely has more of a texture. Not going to go ahead and assume you can see it. Just trust me, it has nice texture. So that's my sketchbook haul as part of this. Wow, that's a big sketchbook haul. That's a big paint haul. This is a lovely paint palette. So we're through the main part of this haul. Let's leave this stuff right here so you can see. You can enjoy looking at it if you're one of those people that just loves to get their eyeballs on some nice supplies. This is the final thing. So how many times has my washi tape, my Mira Byler washi tape featured on this channel already in such a short time? But I got all of this washi tape while I was on vacation recently. I did all of those travel art videos for you all, and I ran out of washi tape because I was doing so many travel art videos. You can actually see in the squirrel video, the paint a squirrel with me, that I didn't have any washi tape left for the top. I did 3 sides and it probably drove a lot of people insane. So this is a beautiful set of washi tape that I got just from JoAnn's. It was on sale on clearance, and it's so much. So there's, let me show you. So it goes all the way, and this one has this one here, this like gold foil terrarium one is so cute. All of these like plant-based ones are they're just so cute, but I've used these 2 with patterns and they're beautiful too. I used one of those on the plane to make my sister owls because I had gone to see my sister on that trip and I missed her, so I did these 2 owls that were just snuggling. I might put a picture in here for you so you can see. But that is our ginormous art supply haul. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments below about what you thought. If you made it this far and you watched this whole video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out so much and I would really appreciate it. And just know that I'm truly talking to myself, but once I post it on YouTube, I'm not talking to myself anymore. So let me know that you're out there and that you enjoy these types of videos, and I'll make some more. Thank you so much for joining me today, and until we meet again, remember to make something cute.